Well, all right. We are back. Hope you guys missed us. And if you did or didn't, we still love you anyways.
Yes, I miss you guys. It's been, 3 weeks since we went live with our great friend, Brannon, who's with us today.
He is.
Hey, Brannon.
Thanks for having me back.
Of course. Wouldn't have it any other way. A lot has happened since we last talked on this mic.
It has.
The election has happened.
Mm-hmm.
What you guys thought about the election?
Cheers.
Yes. Can we clink the glass?
Clink the glass.
Oh, finally.
You know, even though things are still not what they should be, we are grateful. Thank everyone that turned out to vote. Everyone that was listening and that had planned to go. I know I stood out in a line to have my voice heard, and clearly a lot of people did.
Millions of people
did, and it was a historic moment in various states that flipped, and I think it's just great that we came together and we recognize what the country needs now. Let's hope that things continue. I mean, we are still in the pandemic. We see what's going on the day-to-day.
Right.
It's not great, but we also know who's in there now.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I did not watch the election. I didn't even do it 2016 because I just could not with my nerves of seeing the numbers just go up and down and like, oh my God. And so I was like, let me go to bed. I got my little food, put myself on some Netflix shows, and then I just went to bed and I was like, I'm going to put this phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't want Yahoo, CNN sending me notifications that the orange man has done it again, and then for me to wake up the next day and still see that it wasn't called and the numbers, working in the favor of Biden and Kamala. So I don't know. What were you thinking?
Well, first I just want to say thank you both for having me back again. I'm so honored to be here.
Oh, stop it.
Appreciate it. Thank
Go
you so
on,
much.
friend. Go on. You can look at me.
Yeah, man.
And that's a great segue into when I was here before.
Okay.
Because when I was here before, we were talking about the importance of voting.
Yes.
And I think this election truly highlighted the importance of voting because in a state like Georgia,
right?
Shout out to Georgia.
Yes, come on, y'all.
That race was close. Not a Florida close in 2000, but I think 5,000 votes.
It was
like
14,000.
14,000, excuse me. Yeah, you're right. 14,000 votes that Biden won. And matter of fact, they did the recount. And that was finished today. And
he still
confirmed that Biden,
exactly,
President-elect Biden won. And it's because that people came out to vote in record numbers.
Yeah.
And that this election definitely showed the importance of voting, because if people had not come out to vote, people that we need to come out to vote in order to have the outcome that I wanted, which was the Biden ticket to win, then the Biden ticket would never have won.
Oh, yeah.
And in a state like Georgia that has not gone for a Democratic candidate since I think in 1992.
28 years.
Yeah.
That's
incredible.
Yeah.
That's really incredible. And so people who say their vote doesn't matter, no, your vote does matter.
Yeah.
Every vote is important.
It is. And it's so important that you pointed that out, because your vote is your voice and it matters. But then you see how certain people in the Republican Party, who is now in the White House currently, is trying to disenfranchise your vote and your voice of saying, because it didn't go that way or their way, that it doesn't count. But you see the power and the threat that we have as black voters, as minority voters, to stand up and to show that it does count and it does matter. So I am.
Because the Atlanta areas who delivered it.
And Savannah, which I was surprised. Because when you look at the map, it just sees all red. But it's the population that counts, that matter. Even though little blue dots in there. Because even if you look at the map for the Electoral College, it looks like the Red Sea. But you have to remember the electors there as well as the population there.
Right. And this time it's nice to see a lot more blue on this map. And it's so interesting that Biden won in 306 electoral votes, the same amount that Trump won.
Yeah.
And now it's nice. Like if you look, so basically the coast, West Coast, East Coast, like Biden and the Democrats.
Oh yeah, and then
From
the flyover
Virginia
states.
all on up in Georgia, Democrat, and then all the West Coast went for Biden.
Right.
Then those middle states,
Those flyover states.
But yeah, so it's just really interesting, and it's really, really interesting to see Trump and the Republicans enable Trump to try to block and to reverse votes
And
to
stand
favor
with
them,
him.
and especially reverse black and brown votes because that's where they've been targeting a lot of those cities. In Detroit, yeah, exactly. And so it's so interesting, and I think that's why Republicans struggle with recruiting minority folks to their parties, because Republicans, they on the surface stand for supposedly values. That's part of conservatism, country before party. That's what it's supposed to be,
right?
And conservative values, and family values, and doing the right thing. But yet they're trying to, every chance they get, to try to suppress the vote. It's really disheartening to see.
It is, but I'm just thankful that we got the outcome that we wanted. People came out and vote record numbers. I mean, Biden has 80 million.
Isn't that incredible?
The historic 80 million
popular vote.
But you still have to also count that 74 million or close to it voted for Trump. And so understanding that we are divided still, and to understand not all of them are racist, but it's something that he tapped into, that they still can work up the courage or the conscience to still vote for him.
But the nice thing is that the margin is bigger than what it was for Hillary. So Hillary won by 3 million votes?
3 million.
Now it's about 5 million for Biden. And if you think about it, it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's 5 million. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. And so I think that we have to definitely keep that in mind. But I think it's just, I'm so glad the election's over one.
Hello?
This is Austin. It wasn't our traditional election given COVID. We had to wait for results. That took a while.
How did you vote?
So I voted in person.
Early?
I went early. So I went early, and the process was fairly simple. Didn't have any issues, but just the waiting game was so it's the worst.
But you stuck it out.
Yeah. You just you wait and you go through it, and like you said, the outcome is what is we want it. Now we just need for things to move swiftly, because clearly this man is not trying to cooperate. Never expected that he would.
He gave you the game plan.
Right. We already knew that he wasn't going to cooperate. But it is what it is. I'm pretty sure once they get settled in the White House, that any rules that he has overturned, they will make a rule to never let that happen again.
Hopefully, if we take that Senate. So before election, we had Halloween. Anybody do anything for Halloween? Anybody get some candy, give out candy, dress up?
I did none of that. I was bundled up on my couch.
Okay, watching
with
a
my
scary
blanket.
movie.
I was watching a scary movie, and that was pretty much it.
What did you do, Brannon?
Nothing
Nothing.
much, yeah.
Although
I was
y'all,
out of town, actually.
Brannon would look so cute as a little bunny, with some bunny ears. I just see it. Random thought. So.
I would.
Thank you for that.
I think I just watched some Netflix movies for Halloween.
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill with myself and my dog.
Dog.
I don't know what these boys been to have them Netflix and chill with me in their costume,
Hilarious.
But yeah, I just chilled. So you guys started Black Friday shopping yet?
Actually I have. So I've done a little bit of shopping for my goddaughter and my grandmother and things, and I mean, the sales are happening now. That's another thing.
All month.
Yeah, it's another thing that's different this year, given COVID, is that a lot of companies are starting sales early. For those that were looking for TVs, Walmart had a few sales earlier last week. With TVs heavily discounted and things, and of course people are at home more, so they need to watch something. But yeah, no, the sales are happening now, which it works because you're at home. You can just look at your phone or your computer, order what you want, and you're done.
And I think you don't have to see. I think the days of seeing those moments of intensity of people waiting in lines and bursting through the doors are gone now. Especially this year with COVID. Right. And so I think that's one reason why stores are doing it all month. If I've done my things online, get it out the way. If I see a deal, take a deal. I was telling a friend, you see stuff that says $100. I mean, like under $100 be like really $99. Like that's still $100. Right. But it's still less than $100. But I'm including the tax here. But I'm excited this year just to shop. I mean, and do it safely without going into the stores and things. So
and we're fortunate because we recognize that it's a lot of people that aren't able to do that type of shopping. People are still hurting from this pandemic, and will continue to have that hurt because the work isn't there. People are still waiting to see if the second stimulus will be passed.
I've been waiting.
It's gonna be an interesting holiday for many. So we always keep that in mind. It's always something that I aim to do. Even as I am buying gifts, I'm considering what I can buy for those less fortunate, because it's important. I mean, we're living in a time where people are dealing with so much, and if you can bring light to a child's eyes if they see a toy or somebody gets a scarf or whatever the case may be that didn't have the money to do so, then definitely so encourage you guys to do the same. Get with your local agencies and see who needs what. If you can have it, because some people weren't affected by the pandemic financially. So consider that.
Yeah, check on your friends and your neighbors. So before we go into our kings and queens, last time we talked, I was doing the Pop the Court, I believe, to talk about the conversation I was going to have with the Gay Professional Men of Color in the Jameer Smith Show to interview Alibi.
Shout out to Jameer.
Yes, Jameer. Jameer Smith Show podcast. And we interviewed the last black gay bar in New York City, and we interviewed Alexi Minko, and so that was a successful interview. Thank you, friends, Brannon and Ken, for your support. I was so nervous my first time actually being on camera. Really? I don't say Fred, but then I call him Fred.
I like him. Say my name, honey.
Yes, but no one is around you. So, so thank you guys for that support, and those who listen and tuned in. I think we had about 1,000 views.
That's awesome.
And so,
and you did such a great job with moderating.
Oh, thank you. I learned from Jameer, and so I know I shouted about before, but I had like a whole paragraph that I was going to introduce myself to. He said, if you don't cut that out, they are not here for you, baby. They are here to listen to Alexi Minko. And so just learning. And so now I'll be doing a history panel on December 3rd for the Rainbow History Project in DC. So doors and opportunities are opening up. And so, we started here.
We did. We started here.
Apartment, and just doing it. So
keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Yeah, proud of you, friend.
All right. So with that said, we're gonna do our Kings and Queens segment, in which we honor a black business or somebody who is doing the damn thing. Okay. And so today I want to shout out Stacey Abrams.
She did that thing.
Stacey, honey. Okay. I want to shout out our vice president, newly elected vice president, Kamala Harris from California. Congratulations, girl.
Oh, black name.
Yes, yes. She is awesome.
Yes.
I love that white suit. It was like a signal of a clean slate for me. Well, that was what white represents, right?
It was really good on her.
All right. Cori Bush. She is the first elected black congresswoman of Missouri. And then we have 2 openly black gay men to serve in the House of Representatives as well. So we have Congressman, I guess you can say Congressman now, Torres, and he identifies as both black and Latino and will be the first openly gay Latino member of Congress. And then we have Congressman Jones, and their triumph in 2 Democratic New York districts suggests that America is becoming more willing to elect gay representatives, and that those representatives need not be white men. So shout out to them bringing that change. This is what change looks like. I think when I have children, if I have my nieces and my nephew around, to look at their government and see many faces, not just something that looks people that look the same, just different hair color, but different backgrounds, different shades of their skin. And I think that's important. So I hope and wish the best for them as they enter as members of Congress to represent. And we're going to have a black woman and South Asian descent who is president of the Senate.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about that.
First female, too.
Yeah. The first female.
It breaks the barriers, which is important. And for all of the young and small little brown and black girls and boys, it's like you have models to look up to. You know, we remember when Obama went into office and how that felt and what that did for many minorities. So to see it happen again and with a woman, it's just like, you know, your possibilities are endless, and you can strive for the stars. So, you know, just take heed to that and do what you need to do to
break
make it happen.
that glass ceiling, and then have somebody help pick it up.
Yeah.
I think it's a good reminder as well, because sometimes I'm still amazed that here we are in 2020, about to go into 2021, and we still have all these firsts.
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
We're still achieving. You know,
2020.
Kamala Harris, Vice President elect. She, took care of a few just right there.
Oh yeah, she was like, "I'm here."
First woman of color, and so I think it's really interesting that we're having all these first, maybe LGBT politicians and that type of thing. So it's great to see our country move forward, and I think that we need. And what I love about this particular election for a lot of us, I understand maybe not everyone, is that this election came at a time when we really needed this type of victory, because even though the other side still got 70 million plus votes, the country really kind of came together after the election. Marches and, not protesting,
the celebration,
but celebrations sparked around the country in various different cities.
It did.
To celebrate this new administration winning.
It was amazing. DC was just get him out of there.
It was, of course, disconcerting to me that still you had those people vote for this person.
Oh,
but I think a lot of people voting for the Supreme Court's conservative judges, abortion. I should say pro-life, that kind of thing. Thank you so much for giving us those facts. Those are really good facts.
Those are our Kings and Queens segments for today.
Awesome.
So it's time to what, friend?
Pop the cork.
Pop the cork.
Yes, and we're gonna have Mr. Brannon himself.
He is gonna
popping
pop
the cork today.
Yes.
Go ahead. Tell us what's on your mind.
So let's pop this cork. So, how would you all handle Picture It, Sicily, 1923?
Yes, friend. That's exactly what we needed.
So say you're in a store.
Okay.
Let's say a Walmart or a grocery store.
I was in Walmart today.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. I
Get a couple personal items, some lube. I was there.
And so you're in the line to pay for your items. You're at the register.
Mm-hmm.
So you know if you're in Walmart in particular, you know the line is gonna be long. We're not talking about self checkout. We're talking about an actual cashier.
If you can find a line.
Yeah,
like two
true.
cashiers.
Yeah.
Just going to the computer one.
Right.
So the person at the cash register is a peer, meaning that they are, or you suspect, because you never know, unless you.
That's true.
That they're LGBT, black, gay man.
Okay. It's
Like in our age group.
All right.
And so with all the customers that, before you, the person seemed to be very friendly and they seem to be, just really have great customer service.
This is the customer before you.
Yeah, so say you're in line to pay for your stuff. So you say you have about 3 people ahead of you in line. It's a long line.
Okay.
Which can, like I said, happens at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say Walmart.
I know, and then I had to hide my lube. I don't want nobody to be knowing I had, my condoms and lube.
Why not? Do you know it?
Tell me to be ashamed of. You are taking the precautions that you
I
need
am
for your
taking
health.
the precautions for my sexual health. It's very true.
Which we will talk about season 3.
Yes,
but it's good for my pop the cork though.
Oh, okay.
But anyhow, so you have about 3 customers ahead of you, 3 people paying for their stuff ahead of you, and you notice that the cashier, gay black man, and has great customer service and just seems to be really doing a good job.
Okay.
And really being really friendly with the customers, really in a professional way. So then when you get up to pay for your things, the person doesn't speak. You say hello, they don't speak back. They seem to be kind of rude. And they maybe suspect maybe you're a peer too, I suppose. So how do you handle that? It's kind of like, it's one thing when you say, maybe this person had a bad day, but you've observed this person being so friendly and nice to everyone else, and then when you yourself as a black gay man get to pay for your stuff, they seem rude. They don't want to. They don't speak to you. They don't tell you to have a good day.
Well, you may have intimidated him because here you come with your nice smile, your nice haircut, and all these things. You may have intimidated him.
Friend, you about to be signing on the show.
You may have intimidated him to feel that way, but
that could be true.
Another part to that is, unfortunately, in the community,
but people can speak, can't they?
People can speak. No, I agree, and people should speak. I think in the community, however, for some odd reason, it's this whole stigma of, if I know you and you know me, not necessarily that person. But I'm saying, like, if you know or suspect something of that person, it's like, oh, well, I have to show that I'm superior maybe in some way. And that's just odd, right? Like, you like you said, you observed that person was friendly and courteous to others. So I guess my thought would be like, do they know me? Do they know somebody who knows me? Like what is it that?
Did they see my Jack profile?
Right. Exactly what is it that is causing that?
Miranda.
Yeah, what is it that's causing you to, give me the cold shoulder when I know that you are capable of providing much more warmth because you've done that with other customers. So I would just be kind of, in my head questioning, like, okay, well, this person seems like they know something about me in order for
would
you
you
to
ask
shut
the
me down.
cashier or would you let it go? Just kind of go about your business.
I would let it go. I think I would let it go mainly because I'm like, at the end of the day, I just need you to check my stuff out and I'm gonna keep moving. Right. And it's nothing, no shade to that person's job or anything like that. It's just that I see that you're not here for me, even though I was here for you. And I'm just gonna, we're gonna do this transaction and we're gonna keep it moving.
So I know one of the stores that I go to frequently. There's a gay guy. I can tell he's a peer, right? He doesn't speak, like, talking about it for a while, like he didn't talk.
But he's like that with everybody.
Yeah, but he's friendly with everybody. But when I came in, and I have seen him on Jack and things before, so that's why I had brought up that joke. And so I was like, oh, okay, but he wouldn't speak, and I was a frequent customer. And then I don't know if maybe it's how we treat each other or view each other. Maybe you know, as maybe the cashier, maybe like, oh, he looks cute. I don't really want to talk to him. I'm shy, whatever.
I was going to say, sometimes maybe it's shyness that comes off as
rudeness,
rude.
or not being,
you know,
but it might be a protective layer. But I know for me, not talking to, if that guy was going to talk to me and welcome me into the store, like he may have done somebody else, I wasn't going to be bothering with him. And I will admit, at one time, it was like he was the only cash register available, and I was like, well, he talked to me for a while. When I came up here, I ain't going to his register.
Right.
I circled around the store until the other registers cleared out.
Right.
You know, because I just was like, I don't even want it to be awkward, because, and now I've gotten to the point where I just didn't care, and so now I speak, or I'll go to the register or
it's
whatever.
So unfortunate. It's just so unfortunate that interaction has to happen. This world is already cruel enough, right?
We need to support each other.
And we need to support each other, and it's unfortunate that, you know, something as friendly as a hello or how are you doing, people feel like they need to hold that close to them and not, you know, give that to a certain group of people for whatever reason. Right. So I think it's just, you know, frivolous and childish.
That's good, friend, because, you know, as you may say, is, you know, we're getting so much flack from the outside that we need support from the inside. And I'm not saying you have to like me as into that way of sexually or relationship, but at least be friendly and things like that. And it could be intimidation, or it could be
it's weird
how it may come off, but it is, because I've been guilty of that. But I treat everybody with mistake.
It's one thing if you've seen the person is just not friendly all around,
right?
But you see, they seem to be consistent with everyone else, but then when it comes to you, it's like, what the heck?
I remember going to get tested for
COVID.
Well, yeah, I've been tested for COVID.
Clearly.
But at this time, it was testing for STDs.
Yes,
and I was
all do.
Yeah, which you should all do. So I was going to get testing, and this was a kind of a foundation clinic trial. I forgot who it was. It was a group of black gay males that were putting it on. And so I came in and I was like, hey, everybody. And everybody was friendly except this one person. Mm-hmm. And this one person kind of like, you know, looked me up and down. I was like, and somebody asked him, like, what's wrong with you? You know? And he was like, oh, it's nothing wrong with me, you know, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, I didn't know him, right? And I didn't know if he knew me, but it was very obvious, like, you know, you have a chip on your shoulder, and it's like, for what? What reason? What is it that you don't
so
like?
Was he intimidated by you? Maybe he found you would be attractive.
I look that cute smile.
Oh goodness! Oh, stop it! And say stop it. I don't know what it was, but he just was not having it with me that day. And you know, I through all of that, because it's important for you to show your maturity and be the bigger person through all that. I still smiled because other people were still talking to me. And I went in and got my testing done and did what I need to do and kept moving. Because I would rather make you feel like a fool for acting the way you're acting, and, you know, and keep my composure and keep it moving versus me flipping the script on you. You know, I'm not going to give you that satisfaction. That's just me.
Because you would almost think the person would be friendlier. Because you're like, oh, it's one of us.
Right. Yeah, and they're coming to get tested, and they're coming. But, you know, it may sound so odd. It could all be so simple. That's what they say. But sometimes it's just the way it is. I mean, you don't know. Right. And so rather than beat yourself up to figure out, well, what the hell I did to them, you now just say, you know what, I'm still going to smile, I'm still going to do my thing, or I'm still going to check out. My thing. Just let me go and insert my card, get up out of this store, and I know not to come to your register no more. Yeah. You know, but we have to be supportive of each other. Yeah, that's
unfortunate. Yeah, you know, people of the community and supporters of the community, take heed to that. Be supportive of your fellow brother or sister.
We do that a lot. Yeah. We be hard on each other.
Yeah, we're hard on each other.
Yeah. I mean, don't support each other, but be the main. But that's what I'm saying. We march together,
right?
But then be damn, we gonna sit next to each other, you know, or text each other, be a friend. I mean, I try to be as open with everybody as I can, and you know, whether it doesn't always have to be a physical attraction.
No,
sexual attraction.
No.
You know,
although people find me hard to resist.
yes.
Oh no,
friend, I'm just waiting for this show to end because I'm just gonna jump across this table.
I am just kidding, y'all. But I'm saying like,
move your chair over.
I'm getting away. Right, I'm getting away. But yeah, no, we appreciate that.
And so I think this is what I would add to that.
Okay,
it's like it goes back to that old saying that says, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yes.
And it kind of goes back to what you were saying. Mm-hmm. So even though that person may not be friendly and may act like they have a chip on their shoulder,
right?
Guess what? I'm still gonna speak to you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask how are you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe has it been a long day for you?
Right.
Maybe try to make a little small talk because maybe it's kind of like we were talking about in our pre-show.
Rehearsal.
We did have pre-show.
We had rehearsal.
A rather good one.
It was really good.
The warm up.
Yeah, the warm up.
The rehearsal is like perhaps maybe that person has been hurt.
Yeah.
By one of us.
That's true.
So it could be what you said earlier. It could be because they find you to be attractive. That could be it too.
Right.
Because we be like, oh my god,
right.
we don't know we can't remember our name.
Right.
That's how I was when I met Ken.
Whatever. Y'all don't believe his foolishness. Y'all are a mess. But no, it could be that. It could be that they are attracted
and they still don't speak. Okay, well maybe
right.
But at least you did.
Y'all going a little too far above and beyond with dialogue. Okay. I would just be like, oh, okay, hey, how you doing? And they don't say nothing. I ain't. Have a good day. Boop. It's your call.
Yeah, that's why I say
ultimately a transaction doesn't have to take that long.
Yeah.
But ultimately if somebody doesn't want to speak, they're not going to speak.
Because I can be shady too, and that's. But I want to be the change. I want to be.
Yeah, right. Yes, friend. Be the change that you seek. Yes, I totally get it. So yeah. No,
thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate the good pop the cork.
Yes, we always love popping the corks and drinking wine. So
of course.
So speaking of drinking wine, today we are drinking She Can from the McBride Sisters, and their collection is to support Black-owned businesses in the wine industry with a focus for women. Okay, and so this is the Sauvignon Blanc. It's their New Zealand wine of 2019. And this is, again, from their She Can collections. And it comes in a can, so maybe that's what the She Can come from. It has both notes of passion fruit, nectarine, citrus, and kiwi. The collection helps to create a professional development fund to promote the advancement of women in the wine industry. Learn more by going to McBrideSisters.com/shecan. What do you think of the wine, friend?
I thought it was really good. I like the kiwi undertone. That's something that I don't get often when I taste the wine, so I like that.
I do taste the kiwi undertone.
Yeah, so I encourage you guys to give them a try. Support our Black-owned businesses.
Yes.
And this is my glass is currently empty.
It's gone before we
so
even pop the cork.
So there's that. If you got
a refill,
yeah,
exactly, right. We will get back to that.
We are out, but I like it. It's definitely. I got this from the Total Wine, but of course you can check out their website. And we tried their Riesling?
Yes.
The other day, and so maybe one day we'll try their red wine because I'm a red wine guy. But the white was good, and it wasn't until you said the kiwi undertone.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed.
Citrus, and I'm like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's kiwi, So awesome. All right, guys, it's time to grab your glasses.
My glass is empty,
but
I'll grab it anyways.
Nothing clean, honey.
I say I'll grab it anyways.
Brandon glass is gone too. I just want to point that out.
Yeah. For the audience.
Only Jamal has his wine still here. So today I wanted to talk about for our season finale going into season 3.
Can you believe
January. Thank you guys so much for the support. So speaking of thanks, I want to talk about being thankful.
Okay.
I want to ask you guys this year, with all that is going on from the election, called or not called, COVID, holiday changes, birthday changes, and things. So, friend, I'm going to ask you first.
Okay.
What are 3 things that you are thankful for?
I am thankful for my health, for my family,
Okay.
and for continuing to be employed through all of this. That's the only way I've been able to get through 2020, because it has been a shit show, right? Like it's a lot, and the main thing is when I say I'm thankful for my health, that's physical and mental, because we have went through so much this year that our mentals have been tested, just in ways that we haven't even imagined. So yeah, that's the 3 things that I'm grateful for: the support of my family, my mental and physical health, and being able to continue to pay these bills.
Amen.
Yeah.
No, okay, somebody said no stimulus, please. So, yes. Brandon, what are 3 things? And so I'm gonna, because I know you wanted to do 4 things, because you wanted to include me, but I'm gonna ask that at this section here, you just do the 3, and me and you would just, I already know, so I appreciate it. But what are 3 things you're thankful for?
Same thing when it comes to you, because I know you want to name 6 things.
Friend, I have
your 3 things. Your 3 things are why you're thankful for me as well. But no, I mean, to be honest with you, Ken, you said them all.
Oh, okay.
I'm thankful for, life. I'm thankful for, like you said, health, mental, physical.
Yes.
Thankful for employment, and thankful for family and friends.
And friends,
we include that as well. But I think to add on to that, I'm thankful for this election.
Come on, friend.
Right. This election turning out the way that I wanted to turn out, but also,
thank you.
I think that 2020 has been a year. A year, even on a personal level, and I think throughout all that, look at us right now. We're doing this show, but we're also enjoying each other.
Yes,
and we, by the grace of God, we are healthy.
Yes,
and not really impacted too much, by the way some people are. And I think that's a lot to be thankful for shelter.
Yeah.
Because we have, and when I think back to some of my things, when I say it's been a year, some of it is what we call first world problems. Because I'm not necessarily dealing with, knock on wood, what some people are dealing with.
That's
maybe
true.
A death of a loved one from COVID.
Right, yeah.
Job situation with everything shutting back down or rolling back, that, people in the restaurant industry, hospitality industry, various different industries where they're being laid off. You have some people who are truly alone. Rather they're in their home, rather in a nursing home where they can't have any visitors. So not, so then when I think about those things, it makes my little stuff to me seem like, wow, this is not even that big of a deal. So, but yeah, I'm thankful for those things as well. Just like you said, just those basic things that maybe we could have taken for granted.
That's true.
And now we see the value in it.
Yeah, and sometimes it takes a turn of events to realize, people say don't know what you got till it's gone sometimes. And so just observing those moments, I would say, I'm thankful for Ken, Brannon,
the friends.
So I would say just all that what you guys are saying, adding in, roof over my head, clothes on my back, food on the table. And I would say my family is what I'm grateful for, being an uncle of 3.
Yes.
And, I work with youth organizations for LGBT youth, and
You be saving the word.
Yeah, I'm trying, guys, and just hearing the stories of the youth, of their parents and siblings disowning them just for who they are. Like, that is no love. That's not love. That's conditional love.
Oh, of course.
And I'm not sitting here and say my family's a Little House on the Prairie here, or the Brady Bunch, but even they had problems. You know what I'm saying? But just to be a gay man and still have my family support.
Yeah.
And be able to see them and call them and, you know, Uncle Maul and all that. You know, I hear stories and I don't, and I can say that I've been blessed and thankful enough not to, I want to relate to them, but not live it. Right. You get what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm thankful for, my job and the opportunities. I know some people who are contracted and looking for work and had to find something quick and who are struggling and things. So I'm glad to still have a great team on my job and great friends. And so, you know, and I'm also thankful for, I know I said 3 things, I just went 5, but
I had lost count. Go ahead.
Well, Fred, I had to change it up since I couldn't include you.
So kind. You're a mess.
My faith.
Yes.
You know, being able to have my connection and read my word and pray is very, very important. And I could not be here before you two doing this show without it. And so that is what I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
Amen.
Well, I think it is great that we all have similar things and different things that we are grateful for. It's important to, like you said, take heed to that and recognize that the small things matter, you know. And for me, I'm also grateful for, you know, OnlyFans. I'm
it's safe.
I'm grateful.
So go to the link on this page to see his OnlyFans.
Yes, it's called Ken, but for the win.
Let me tell you, it is some blessings on.
Friend, don't you have to subscribe to that?
You know,
I'll be there.
Listen, when you know some people, you get your subscription.
Well, friend, we're gonna talk after the show. We gonna need an after hour.
But no. The greatest. You know, aside from all the things that we've mentioned, we're just happy and grateful for being able to laugh because it has been tough and it's been more tears than laughter over this past year. So we're hoping that everyone out there listening, you know, you share in the things that you're grateful for as well, and just, you know, pay attention to the little things that make you smile.
So how do you find, I'll address this to you, Brannon, first, and then my friend Ken, is when you're talking about what you just said is, how do you tell someone through the struggle of the loss of job, of the being single in the holidays, of the death of a loved one from COVID, not being able to see their family and being alone. They can't even cook, so they got to order out.
Right.
How would you tell that person? How can they still find grace or still be thankful even in the midst of their storm? What do you think? How do you encourage that person?
Take that one?
That's difficult.
Okay.
I think that, first of all, I would caution about telling anyone anything like that. I think that for me, I think you have to, first of all, hopefully you know the audience, kind of get a gauge of the person, because people respond differently to different things.
They do.
But I think that just being present and sometimes allowing that person to lean on you, and I think that offering encouragement, offering some sort of inspiration, then yeah, you might say something like, it's going to be okay. But I would do so in a way where you're not dismissing what they're going through.
Right.
If that makes sense. Because what I've learned is that people have to go through their process in their own way. Some people are, quick about bouncing back. Others, it's going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And I think that just being consistent, checking on them, like I said, offering encouragement, and within encouragement, you're going to say things like, you're strong, or you can do this, or whatever it. Well, if you know that person, whatever you need to say and do for that person to receive it, but they may not receive it at all in that moment, and you just have to, like I said, I feel do it in a way where you're not, like I said, diminishing their feelings, and you're not acting like you are giving them some kind of command. But I think otherwise, I think you just have to be there for them.
I second that.
And just be empathetic and compassionate and warm. And I think that will offer some comfort, because we don't truly know what the person's going through because we're not in their shoes. But that's really, I hate to say it like this, the best we can do. But knowing, sometimes it's just knowing that you're there. And I think it almost goes back to what you were saying in the other segment. I don't mean to go back, but just being thankful for family, right? That they accept you the way they are, or the way you are, excuse me. And sometimes the way they are too.
but accept each other.
So that's, for me, a great comfort, knowing that I can, call home. If I need to go home, that they're going to receive me. What you doing here?
Yeah.
So it's the same way when it comes to consoling someone or a friend or a loved one who's going through something. Sometimes just knowing that you're there, it can be a great comfort. So that's what I'm saying.
I agree. Like all of what you said, I think it's important to just sit. If they are sitting in the middle of the floor and sitting in what they are going through, sit down beside them and say, I can feel, I'll feel this with you. And just sit in it. And then once you've sat in it with them, at that point you can look at them for a while, after a while, and say, okay, we've sat in it. Now what we're going to do about it, so that way you are offering the empathy and the support of that person, to say, yes, what you feel is valid, and I'm here for you, but offering encouragement after that. So I think just agree.
You just bring Egypt over.
I will, friend. Yes. Anytime, just let me know. Now, I might call you in 5 minutes, check on her, but and I would say that what you guys brought up is very important. I will also say that each day you get up is another day to fight, another opportunity. They say weeping may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning. But sometimes the morning brings just as much weeping as the night. And
you have to go another day.
You got another day. Maybe they didn't specify which morning.
No, seriously.
No, did it mean 12 in the morning?
Right.
But I thank you guys for that that spill, and you guys, when you travel, or if you're traveling for Thanksgiving, please be safe. And be mindful and enjoy, eat up, and drink some wine if you're 21 and over. Okay?
Yes.
So we're going to pour that out before we wrap that up. And I want to pour that out and talk about, kind of like piggyback on the election and the voter fraud cases like going on in Detroit, and those not wanting to certify the elections and trying to recount the Georgia votes. So I just think that's just discouraging, but it just shows how much we matter and the difference that we can make with our voice and with our votes. Guys, please be safe out there. The COVID is still going around. The numbers are getting higher and higher, to the point where they're telling people not even to go and travel for Thanksgiving. So please be mindful of that and wear your mask and just listen, and we can get it out of it together, pre-vaccination as well as post-vaccination. So just being there together. I want to leave you with a quote from the great Stacey Abrams as she continues to fight for voting rights. And we hope to see you in Washington, D.C. in somebody's cabinet. But if not, we already know that your work is being done on the ground.
Just real quick, are y'all going to the inauguration or no?
It's cold. Well, you know,
it is cold. I don't like it cold.
Yeah, it's something cold, but
DC already sold out.
yeah,
For hotels and stuff. The closest thing, barely Arlington.
yeah.
You know, but I'm hearing it's going to be maybe more of a parade than an actual like inauguration. So, what about you, friend?
I probably will go.
Okay,
You know, I went
I
to
think you
Obama's
should.
first one. I think that was
I'll sit
that
for
was
a
the
second.
coldest day in the.
I saw Beyonce and everything all like that. I was like, hey, we're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I might. I mean, we'll see. I'm not saying that. I mean, you can. They're all sold out. You probably can't even get them to your congressman anymore, can you? The tickets.
Well, you can still just go to like the public. I don't
Yeah.
even know how they're doing it, but
Yeah.
we'll talk after the show for that. And
we're gonna do a live show from then.
the spin the bottle.
You're our best. I will not be participating. I know y'all was thinking it anyways.
So, Stacey Abrams, your quote that I want to share for motivation is: invention, discovery, and empires are built of chances taken with high degrees of failure. So keep that in mind. Everybody just starts off at the top. You have to build, and first you don't succeed. What, friends?
Try again.
All right. Please remember, guys, to follow us and subscribe to our channels on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, our YouTube channel. Also, you can email us at rewindwithus@gmail.com. And you can check out my website, www.jamalgordon.com. And I will debrief what we talked about today and 3 weeks ago. But so, Fred, can you play us out,
right,
please?
y'all take
Thank you,
care.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks Brannon, for
Great.
joining us again.
Thank you so much.
The best guests we can
I'm
have.
the Anna Navarro of your show.
Gotta love it.